Welcome, future scientists. You've just entered the world of 10th class science.
Hey, hello everyone. This is Kavya Chijeri. Welcome to my classes. In today's session, we'll be learning how sodium chloride is used to make different type of materials that we use in daily life. Okay, before going to this concept, if you are new to this channel,
Hi students! If you are new to this channel, please like, share and subscribe.
so let's start, children. Yes. So in today's session, we'll be learning how to make different type of materials with the help of sodium chloride, that is a common salt. First, our first material what we are going to do is that is making of sodium hydroxide from sodium chloride. So let us see the process. To make this, to manufacture NaOH from NaCl is done through chlor-alkali process. So it is named as chlor-alkali process. Before going to that, let's introduce something. That is, look at this pinch of salt that you will be using in your home. So this pinch of salt is used to make papers, soap as well as medicines also. So this can even help purify water. Okay, so today we are going to unlock that magic. We'll see how something you sprinkle on your food can turn into a strong chemical called sodium hydroxide. So shall we start now? Yes. So our first step is making sodium hydroxide with the help of sodium chloride. So that is done through chlor-alkali process. Chlor-alkali process. As you can see this figure, that is, it is a electrolytic tank. Okay. So what is the help of this? So let's see. Okay. Yes. Process explanation, that is how we make sodium hydroxide with the help of sodium chloride. Okay. Yes. Take a brine, that is concentrated NaCl solution. So we are taking concentrated NaCl solution, means it should be in the aqueous form. It should be dissolved into the water, that is NaCl solution. So we are taking NaCl solution, that is brine, in the electrolytic tank. So what we are doing then? Again, we are passing electricity, means we are passing electric current to this electrolytic tank. What happens next? Once we pass electric current to this electrolytic tank which contains brine solution or NaCl, so what happens? The gases are getting accumulated at the anode as well as cathode. So let's see what happens. That is at the cathode, that is in the negative side here. Here children, at the cathode, so what happens? Hydrogen gas is accumulated or released there. Okay. Next, at the anode, that is at the positive side, chlorine gas, that is Cl2, is released. Next, what happens? The solution. So what happens once you pass electricity or electric current to this NaCl aqueous solution or a brine solution, it makes a product, that is NaOH. This is how NaOH is formed or manufactured with the help of electrolytic tank, with the help of electrolysis of NaCl. Okay, yes. So you understood this concept now? So next, that is a chemical equation. What happens? Once 2NaCl is taken in the water, means that forms a solution. What happens? Aqueous solutions. What happens next? So it forms 2NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide. That is a product we needed, right? Again, chlorine gas as well as hydrogen gas is released at the cathode as well as anode. So what happens? Why we are doing this? Again, so these gases that are released, we are using these gases as well as this product to make further different elements. So let's see them. Okay. Yes. So let's go to next. Making bleaching powder by chlorine. So as you saw, electrolysis of sodium chloride forms NaOH, chlorine gas as well as hydrogen gas. So that chlorine gas is produced. No? So we are using that chlorine gas for making bleaching powder. So let's see how we use it. So we are taking a dry slaked lime in the container. As you can see this figure, right? You can see this figure. We are making shells and we are taking dry slaked lime. So what we are doing next? So we are passing chlorine gas, that is formed in that chloralkali process. Okay, yes, chlorine gas is passed into a chamber containing dry slaked lime spread on shells. So what happens next? The chlorine reacts with the slaked lime. So this chlorine gas reacts with the slaked lime. Once we pass this chlorine gas, what happens? It reacts with the dry slaked lime. So that forms, once they both react together, they will form bleaching powder at the bottom of the chamber, as you can see here. So this is the bleaching powder. So what happens? Once they react, they'll form the bleaching powder at the bottom of this particular chamber. Next, what happens? It is packed in airtight container to avoid reaction with the moisture and CO2. So this is packed also. Why? Because they won't allow it to react with the carbon dioxide as well as moisture contained in the atmosphere, children. So what are the uses of this bleaching powder? With the help of chlorine gas, we prepared bleaching powder. So what is the help of, or what is the uses of this bleaching powder? Let's see. For bleaching cotton and linen in the textile industry. So you know about the cotton, how this linen is formed, obtained. So linen is a flax fabric, means it is obtained from the flax plant. Okay, yes. So this is also a type of fiber. So for bleaching cotton and linen in the textile industry, bleaching powder is used, children. For bleaching wood pulp in the paper factories, again to disinfect drinking water, to disinfect the drinking water as well, to kill germs in the public places. These are the usefulness of the bleaching powder. So let's go to next. So yes, next is making of baking soda, that is NaHCO3. This baking soda is prepared or manufactured directly with the help of NaCl, that is sodium chloride or else common salt. Okay, let's see how it is prepared. So as you can see this experimental setup. Okay, so they are taking NaCl solution in this, again that is a salt solution. What happens? They are passing ammonia gas, carbon dioxide gas is also passed. So let's see what happens step by step. So raw materials that are used are sodium chloride, that is a salt, ammonia gas, that is NH3, water, that is H2O, carbon dioxide, that is CO2. So these are the raw materials used for making baking soda. Okay, yes, the reaction, what happens? First, ammonia is dissolved in the concentrated salt solution. What happens in this concentrated salt solution? Ammonia or ammonia gas is dissolved. Next, what they are going to do? Then, carbon dioxide is bubbled through this mixture. What happens? Once these two get combined, that is NaCl and ammonia gas combined, they will pass carbon dioxide. They will pass carbon dioxide to that mixture. This forms sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is baking soda. So this is how they form, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is baking soda in the precipitated form. Why precipitated form? Let me explain. This forms sodium hydrogen carbonate which precipitates because it is not very soluble in the cold water, because it is not soluble in the cold water, children. That is why it turns to be a precipitate or a insoluble substance that is formed at the bottom of the solution. Okay, yes, this is how baking soda or NaHCO3 is formed. So let's see next. That is equation of baking soda. That is chemical equation. We saw the process. So let's see how it is formed in the chemical equation form. So we are taking NaCl, that is sodium chloride. We are taking ammonia gas. We are taking water, carbon dioxide. So once these four compounds or a substance or elements or reactants react together, they will form sodium hydrogen carbonate. So they will form sodium hydrogen carbonate as well as NH4Cl, that is sodium chloride.